again.
Ooh, we live, boys.
So we've just got our big faces for now until it actually starts. We're a couple of minutes away from the beginning of the reveal trailer.
I don't know how far we are actually together. Although I'm not sure if it matters too much, but
listen, this is. I think it's just going to be me getting a bit excited.
It'll happen. Whatever happens.
It's me getting a bit excited, isn't it? Let's be real about it. Okay, let me ask
Nintendo
you.
have updated their YouTube.
Let me ask you, right? Because obviously the Smash thing was yours, the Crash thing is mine. What is your opinion on the Crash reveal before we watch it? Like, what are your vibes going into this?
I don't really have any. Like, I don't have any vibes or expectations or anything because I didn't even play. Like, I played one level of the Smash
Crash remake.
Crash remake. The fucking I don't know. I can't. No, I was trying to say what was it called? Like remastered collection or something. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I only played the Stormy thing, or Stormy Ascent.
Insane Collection, I think maybe something like that.
Yes, insane trilogy, innit? Yeah.
Yes.
I only played Stormy Ascent because I was forced to. So and that was just whatever. I've not played CTR remastered. I've not played a Crash game since Wrath of Cortex.
Okay. The PS2, Xbox,
since
GameCube
Crash
one.
4.
Yeah, since the fourth Crash game. Well,
since the fourth Crash game.
The fourth Crash platforming game, not including handhelds. Sure.
Mm-hmm. And I played Crash 3 Warped. That's the one Crash game I've played all the way through.
So from what I've seen from the leaks, this seems to be it's called Crash 4. It's about time, which would mean it's a direct sequel, but also from the leaked description.
It's about time.
It is about time. But from the leaked description on the Taiwanese game boards, I think it was, the story seems to be the premise seems to be very, very similar to Crash 3. Which is not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing, no, not bad at all. Crash 3 Warped, as far as I am aware, is like the best game in the series.
Yeah, I think most people would say it's either
not including potentially Crash Team Racing.
That's my opinion personally, but I think most people would say out of the platformers it's between 2 and 3.
Platformers,
2 and
3. Yeah. Because I don't know, I didn't play 2. I played a demo of 2. I was more into Spyro when I was a kid. When I was I had a PlayStation 1, and we had Spyro 1 and 2, but we didn't have the Crash Bandicoot ones. Strangely,
yeah,
don't know why. Just didn't happen.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, Crash was like the first game I owned Crash 1, so it's gonna,
So like Crash 2 is like Sonic for me, I guess.
Yes,
Sonic was the first game I owned. And...
Sonic was the first game I played, but Crash was the first I owned. So.
It is that Alf. That Alf is joining them.
It is. Hang on, let's go to the stream. You can see Jeff Keighley's big face there.
Yes. He says world exclusive surprise reveal, but it's not a surprise anymore. We know what it is.
Sure, which again makes me think. Do you remember when we spoke about it the other day? When we spoke about it the other day, I did say I feel like it wasn't planned to be leaked, and then it got leaked. So they were just it's real, it's coming, as opposed to
There we go.
Jeff, who's probably done this a while ago.
Jeffy boy. Are we gonna watch the trailers afterwards as well? I think there's a dev thing. We'll have a look and see if there's anything more. We'll see. If not, it's just Crash 4.
The Crash mascot thing is so weird to me.
The what?
The Crash mascot thing is just such a weird thing to me. Like, it's got such a specific vibe.
I'm in the middle of
Are you watching it?
Stream right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that thing.
Yes, that thing.
So, I'm a bit late, I think.
Okay.
The giant sort of Crash guy in a suit, I guess.
Yeah, let me know when you see the security cam footage.
Crash, I really don't want the dirt that you have in Cortex.
No. This is the Crash 4 trailer.
For real?
For real.
Well, it's about time.
Exactly.
I'm this far behind, apparently.
Yeah, quite far behind.
You just.
Okay, I'm officially in the trailer.
There we go. That's the security.
I'm officially in the trailer now.
I'm gonna fucking refresh it. I'm gonna refresh and not be able to watch it.
Fatboy Slim. Okay.
Oh, is it? That's cool.
Okay, the sliding stuff's new. Old school zooming stuff, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. New masks, that was part of the thing.
Got an advert.
I'm sorry.
And by that I mean not a trailer. I mean a dude who's cooking noodles with fucking sausages in it.
Crash redesign is interesting. I think it's the redesign from the iOS. Oh, you play as Cortex. It's the one from the Endless Runner they had on iPhone the other year. I think it's the same one, maybe.
Oh, I can see it. I can see Coco now.
Yeah, okay, you're just slightly behind me then. Ever so slightly.
It's oh, okay.
Engine.
Why is Engine a drummer now?
Why not? He's a weird character. I like him.
Also, was that like nitrous oxide from the CTR games that you could play as well?
I didn't see that. October 2nd, 2020.
How many times have you beaten this clown anyway?
Really?
Really? Only 3?
Is that just coming to PS4 then?
PS4, Xbox One, yeah.
That's right. There's the.
I don't know if it's, I didn't see the Switch logo because our faces were over it.
No, it just says PS4, Xbox One, Toys for Bob and Activision.
So that's interesting. There's some cool little features in there. It seems like a logical evolution of the Crash games. I'm interested in the redesign. I'm not super keen on it, but at the same time, I'm not like that married to it.
I don't like how it kind of looks like. I don't mind Crash himself.
Sure.
But I don't kind of like how it looks like a sort of.
That's right. It's hard to believe
a bad
it's been over 10
children's
years
film.
since we've seen an original new
Yes.
At the end there with Aku, whichever one it is, talking to Crash like.
Yeah, so that's one of the new masks, I think. So they spoke about. So in the leak there was like there was a bunch of, I can't remember what they called them, but new masks that are like part of the rifts in time and like dimensions and stuff. And I think that's probably one of them.
Okay.
They seem to be that sort of like.
I mean that makes sense.
Art style and humour sort of seems to be aping the Skylanders TV show a little bit.
Hi, Squire.
Hello, Squire again.
Follow on calling it Crash.
But yeah, it seems to be sort of like it seems to be aping that sort of like Skylanders TV show vibe.
Yeah, I guess the first thing is.
Which I guess.
It reminds me of This might sound bad. It reminds me of the Sonic Boom TV show.
Sure. Yes.
A bit. Just the sort of presentation of the whole thing, not quality.
Yeah.
Wanted to go back to
Saying that though, the Sonic Boom TV show was actually pretty good.
Deliberately calling this Crash 4 because we want to keep
I think it's
the original trilogy that was developed by Naughty Dog.
I'll say this. Good. I think the trailer's good. I want to see more of the actual gameplay because it seems to be ever so slightly different. It's not as similar as I was expecting. I was expecting it almost to be just the exact same engine, exact same art style, exact same look, exact same everything, but just with new levels. And it looks like they've sort of taken it and tried to make it more, evolve it a bit, which is like interesting to me.
Sure.
What that means, like Crash.
We've seen a lot of like different bits of gameplay here as well. So like we could see Cortex being using sort of like his gun to make platforms and stuff. I wonder why he kind of are able to play as Cortex. I wonder why that was a decision there when they said you'll play as Cortex now.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know.
It just seems unusual. Because, I don't know. Why is Jeff Keighley talking about open world Crash games? God damn Jeff Keighley.
Well, there was sort of one.
Crash versus making it some big.
Was that?
The open world.
Kind of, and
is that correct? Like, how did you approach the actual style of the gameplay?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Is he saying it is open
I think
world?
what we've heard was that
it's not open world.
that style of gameplay to be really
It doesn't look open world.
No, but he just said the words open world so many times, and I didn't hear anything he said apart from those words.
And platformers and how they've evolved over time.
It's fair.
You're totally right. They've gone to a place where
I agree kind of with Squire, who's in the chat here, saying they look different. Like, the characters look quite different. Coco looks really different.
And spread out. It encourages
Like,
exploration. And
as someone who played, Crash 3 Warped, I think Coco does not look specifically like that.
But when we think about classic Crash gameplay, it's dense and it's focused. And it's really
This level looks cool,
streams
where you sort of like
hazards
doing
and
upside down
challenges
shit
and
and
platforming challenges they come and there's almost a rhythmic quality to it.
Yeah, I agree, Squire. That was probably the last time.
And I know that for me, when I learned
Twin Sanity, what a game. And that's the sort of semi-open world one.
Timing and the placement of all the different hazards.
That might be what he was talking about.
You enter into a sort of flow state when you understand that kind of musicality.
Multiple playable characters.
Screw
Crash
Nitro Kart, says Squire.
Level, or how, like we saw
It's the second best. It's the second best Crash Kart game.
How does that work?
Which isn't saying a
lot.
There
are 3.
Yes.
So
there were 3 of them apparently.
There were 3 because there was Crash Team Racing, Crash Nitro Kart, and Crash Tag Team Racing. Yeah.
Going to encounter some new friends, some familiar.
And
I thought that only one of them was alright.
I think Nitro Kart is okay. It's not great by any stretch of imagination. It's fine.
Different moveset from Crash and Coco. So where the Bandicoots kind of
okay, so he's going to talk to us about new playable characters.
Slide and belly slam. Dr. Neo Cortex is he's a little bit more of a cerebral character.
I guess he means Cortex.
He's a mad scientist. He's got inventions and he relies on his intellect. So he's got a ray gun that he carries around with him, and that ray gun has the ability to transmogrify hazards and enemies into platforms, and he can choose between changing them into a static solid platform or a bouncy platform that gives him access to higher elevations. So his gameplay and the levels that are built specifically for his moveset is going to be a completely different flavor. It's going to be a little bit more strategic, a little bit more cerebral, and I think players are going to have to.
I'm interested because
too sure about
because 3 obviously has a lot of different gameplay. Like as the Crash games evolved, like the first one had just the Crash gameplay. 2 changed it up a bit with like the pure and polar level type stuff, and then 3 obviously you had jet ski levels, the flying levels, the stuff. So they seem to have sort of gone with that a bit more, where you've got like actively different gameplay stuff.
Over the course of the adventure, they're scattered across the universe. You're going to have to rescue them from the clutches of certain bosses, both familiar and new. The Quantum Mask, 2 of them that we're talking about today, is the Time Mask and Gravity Mask. And masks,
I guess they're the power-ups. You know how you would normally get an upgrade.
They've got their own names.
Yeah, well, I guess it's
like
a say now.
And their own powers. So the Time Mask, her name is Kapunawa. And when Crash uses Kapunawa, he's got the ability to slow down time.
I hate it. I hate the Time Mask.
So for obstacles that are beyond,
at least it has more
way
than
too fast to interface with, at normal speeds, he's going to be able to slow things down and then get past those obstacles. And in addition to that, he'll be able to get past nitro crates, which have traditionally been a one-hit, one-kill type of thing. But with the power of time, he's going to be able to slow things down, trigger that explosive, and then get out just barely before that explosion obliterates everything in its path. The second mask is the Gravity Mask, and his name is Ika Ika. So when Crash dawns on Ika Ika, he's going to be able to flip.
Yeah, so it's just like a power up you collect in the level.
And walk on the top of ceilings.
So it's probably in the same way that like
underneath platforms.
That's fine. That's just what it is.
You get your Aku Aku stuff. Yeah.
I'm really excited to play this, and again, I was playing.
Oh, so that ceiling stuff is specifically a mask.
Done a great job,
not a level style.
Yeah. But to have a
but I suspect the mask will just be a level style in themselves almost. Because he picks up the mask before he did it.
Congrats for doing this.
Yeah. It's just kind of like we're doing a gravity section now. Here's the maps.
It's awesome to see, and can't wait to get to play it later this year.
Thanks for having me. It's
you excited?
A pleasure, and I think it's an exciting time for games. And
yes.
I'm so glad that we could.
I think it's like
Crash, a new version.
It's like
and a new.
How do I put it? I think. Yeah, I would say yes, because I think the thing is, right, is I really do like those first 3 games. I do think they are very, very good. And, like, if we're taking that and just giving it sort of a refresh, re-update type thing, then that's good in my book. Like, another one of those, like, you don't really get a game specifically like that anymore. You get a couple.
Sure.
And...
Fucking hell.
It's just...
Fucking hell.
I know, I've clicked off it. Yeah, I am. I'm interested to see how it actually affects. I want to go back and watch it again, because like he kept saying the world open world, so I want to know what the hell they were even talking about in that thing. because why would you bring it up if you didn't have to? So I'd be interested to see what they're actually talking about there. So I do need to go back and watch it. But as a thing, yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, it's Crash. I can't really not be. And like, it does look like they've just gone for a logical conclusion, a logical evolution of Crash 3, which is for me a very good
I agree. It's kind of there. It does look like it's Crash 3, but more sort of bigger, better, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of not sure on the character of the game itself. If you know what I mean, like the way it's displayed to me seems like it's more sort of Saturday morning kids cartoon than it is like the old Crash games, which were, although
they sort of always were in a way. They didn't really have much. Like if you think about like 3, for example, where you have the sort of the opening cinematic, and then the only really time you had anything was when you'd be going between levels, and the boss would basically just call you out. The boss for that like water broom would be like, "Hey, listen here, you dickhead! I'm gonna batter you. Don't mess with me." Like that was really the only like interaction you had. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't not Saturday morning cartoony, but it also, I don't know. I think adding more story in. No, I've clicked off it because it's Alf. Why would I be interested?
That's fine.
Like if there was more.
The interesting, I didn't want to interest it, but the point is of Smite, which I don't know anything about Smite, but there's now Avatar stuff in Smite. You know, the cartoon anime.
Oh yeah, and the MOBA
That's
game.
cool.
I don't know.
Anyway, Crash.
I just feel. I don't know. I need to rewatch it. I'm definitely not excited. I am excited, definitely, 100%. And like when they started talking and getting into the weeds of it, where I'm like a bit. I need to figure out and re-listen to it because they're saying, like I said, they kept saying the word open world, so I sort of want to know what the hell, because I can't, because in these sort of situations you just can't hear what they're saying, so I just can't pick up on like the details of what they're talking about. At least with Sakurai, there's literally subtitles because he's speaking another language, so I don't have to hear it. I can just read the words. Whereas it's Jeff Keighley and a man from Toys for Bob. But like for the actual trailer itself, I was like, yes, okay, I'm on board with this. And
Did you trust in Toys for Bob to deliver something like as good as the previous 3 games, or like the first 3 games even?
I need to check what which remaster they did recently, because I know they've been involved in the whole remaster trains that Activision have been doing.
They have, yeah.
So I need to check which one. Let's have a look. Toys for Bob, Wikipedia. This is thrilling live stream content. Welcome.
Oh, listen to Alf talk about Stray now. Fuck's sake, guys.
That's why I just turn it off, bro. I've turned it off. I don't need that in my life.
You don't need Alf. I don't know anything about Alf, I'll be honest with you.
So they did the Spyro Reignited trilogy, which...
Oh, that was the one they did, wasn't
it? Good. And that's why I keep thinking Skylanders, because they did Skylanders. That's what Toys for Bob did.
Oh, right. Okay. But I mean, Crash was in one of the Skylanders, wasn't he, eventually?
He was, and he was also in the Skylanders TV show for like 3 episodes or something.
Oh! Ooh. Yeah, I remember that. Oh.
They did the Spyro Reignited trilogy, which was very, very good. And I know they were, and they've been involved, and I think it's been 3 studios. It's been Vicarious Visions and someone else who have been involved in all of those remakes of the Spyro and Crash games. So I trust them. I want to know where it goes, but like when I saw the snippets of gameplay, it looked very Crash-free, and I'm fine with that. Like it looked like
it looked fine. I didn't think it looked like a bad game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. I just need to go back and listen to. Why were they talking about open? Do you know what? I could rewind it. Hang on, give me a second.
Do it now. Yeah, do it now.
Tim Schafer's now on the screen.
Tim Schafer's chilling. Yeah, he's alright.
Because that was Day of the Devs used to be a Double Fine thing, so maybe I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe it still is.
Maybe it still is. Right, so this
remasters
so we've got
of the Crash trilogy and CTR.
Let's go back in.
A brand new Crash game.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gameplay now. And it does look.
It's hard to believe, but it's been over 10 years.
It looks like they've added more cinematic moments.
So
We're looking at a
to,
ship exploding on the
finally
screen
unveil this
currently.
secret that we've been sitting on for a
But
while. This is the brand
in
new
terms of like the
Crash
actual
4.
moment
It's
to
about
moment
time.
gameplay,
It's a
ignoring
play
the
on
sort of
fact that we've been
framework
waiting for
around
so
it,
long, but
it
also
does
it's
look.
a game that's literally about time.
It looks like a Crash.
Yeah,
it
I
looks like
wanna
a
get
Crash
into
game.
it 'cause
It
the
looks like Crash
trailer
2. It
is-
looks like
is
Crash
filled
3
It does.
specifically.
So
Yeah,
much
it does.
information
You're
on,
right.
playable Neocortex, Coco,
Uh,
Crash.
Yeah, I agree. That was
I'm
what
curious, like,
struck
what,
me
you
at
know, you
first
guys have
about it
worked
was that
on,
it looked very
you know,
Crash.
the remasters of
And that
Crash,
I'm
but
super
now
excited.
to start with a new game. There's, I'm sure, so much trepidation about like
Yeah,
what's
you
gonna
seem to
be a
collect
worthy,
masks
you know,
as you go,
follow-on,
and then that
calling it
affects like
Crash
what
4. How
abilities
did
you
you
have
guys
during that moment. Sort of thing.
approach this? Like, what kind of game did you want to build?
Yeah,
So it's now.
I guess the first
He's just
thing
asked the
is
question, "What game do you want
we
to
asked
build?"
ourselves,
So
where
it's-
did we want to start? And now technically this is the 8th game in this series. All of the fan reception that was coming
And the thing
out
is
of
about some of the like
Insane
Saturday morning
trilogy,
cartoony jokes
we wanted to go back
is
to the
sometimes that
original
is
trilogy
fine.
and
Like I
start
don't know,
from
did you
that.
ever
We're
play
deliberately
Twin
calling this
Sanity?
Crash 4 because we want to key
No.
it off of
So
the
Twin
original
Sanity did
trilogy that
lean
was
more
developed
into
by
that sort of
Naughty
humor,
Dog.
and some of the
It was
humor in Twin
certainly a
Sanity is actually
high
good.
point in the
Like it's
series,
actually
both
genuinely
critically and
funny.
commercially.
You're like, oh,
I mean, like
And so that's where
I
the
mentioned
events
Sonic
are gonna
Boom,
key off
and
of.
I know the
Taking-
game is
we're
pretty
starting
atrocious.
right at the end of that when
But the TV show is
Neocortex
genuinely quite funny. There's lots of like
Entropy
fourth wall breaking
and
moments in it,
Uber have been
and
banished
like
to this
silly stuff,
distant
and
planet,
you know, I guess
and they
memes,
finally
but, you know.
found a way after many
Yeah,
many
there's nothing wrong with it being
attempts,
Saturday
they found
cartoony
a
as
way
long as
to break
it
out,
kind of embraces that style
in
and,
doing
and
so,
is
they've torn
written
this gigantic
well enough for it to
hole
be
in the
entertaining.
universe.
and like the
And
joke
exposed
at the
the
end
fact that
about
there's
the I thought there
multiverse.
were more Crash Bandicoots
So it's going to be
basically
up to the
isn't a
Bandicoots,
bad
Crash
joke.
and Coco
It's
to
like
restore
it's
that
a bit
order by
simple,
Yeah.
but it's not a bad joke. Do you know what I mean?
reuniting the 4 great quantum masks.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
gameplay style. I
quantum
think,
masks,
a
that's
lot
what
of
it was.
people were probably
That's what it was all
wondering.
about. Quantum
Hey,
masks. That's what they call
Crash
Don't like it.
in
Don't like it.
2020.
Quantum
How
masks
much of it is
Okay, now
the
that
more
Too much.
linear?
we're at open world time.
You know,
Okay.
classic Crash levels, and of course now, like
Also,
people wonder, like, is it an open world Crash game? How are you doing it? Like, tell us about balancing kind of the old style of gameplay, which is certainly not broken.
So
we love it.
so to explain
versus
to you,
the
Jeff's
tendency
talking
to
about
do,
like
you know,
how do you
new
balance
styles of gameplay. Based on the
old
trailer, it
gameplay
looks like you're
with
being
new
kind of still
styles of
faithful
gameplay.
to the original style of
So I
Crash
don't-
versus
so I don't
making
think
it some
he's-
big, 3D open world. But is that correct? Like, how did you approach the actual style?
Okay,
of the
so he's
gameplay?
about to say it now.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Again, threading content,
I think
I
what we've
apologize.
heard was that people have found that style of gameplay to be really refreshing to return to, and so we wanted to key off of that. And when we observe some of the other games and platformers and how they've evolved over time, you're totally right. They've gone to a place where they're a little bit more open in
Okay.
nature, and as a consequence, the challenges and things that you interact with are a little bit more sparse and spread out. It encourages exploration, and maybe there's a little bit more focus on
Crash's running animation is
collection
really
and
weird to me.
combat. But when we think about
It's very like-
classic
Is that weird?
Crash gameplay, it's dense and it's focused, and it's really
Let me see if I
the
can find
streams of
out.
hazards and the challenges, the
I'll
platforming
look and see.
challenges. They
Fucking
come and
rewind.
there's almost a rhythmic quality to it.
Okay, so
how
yeah, he's basically
reliable
saying
it
that
is. And I
he's
know
saying
that
they
for
just
me,
they've
when
just
I
taken the
learn a
gameplay
level
from the
and I
previous
understand
ones.
the nuance of the
So it's not
timing
like
and the
it's not like they're
placement
adding
of
some
different
big like thing
hazards.
to it. It's more
You
like
can enter
they're
into
refining
a
that gameplay,
sort
but it's
of
still the same
flow
style.
state, when you understand that kind of musicality.
Yeah, I get you.
multiple playable characters.
Cool, I can mute it again now. And then I'll just drag it back so the trailer's on the screen while we end. Yeah. I am excited. I can't say I'm not. And having rewatched it a bit now, I'm a lot more excited than I was. I'd be interested to see what the balance is. I think one of the key components of Crash 3 specifically was there was a lot going on, but they had a nice balance. And the fact that you could, the fact that the way the warp room setup worked is when you went into a warp room and you'd have maybe 3 different styles across the 5 levels, you could pick and choose which one you sort of wanted to do. I'm interested to see how that side of it works, because if you've got, say, Cortex, Coco, and Crash levels, I don't know if Coco and Crash play any differently, but Cortex seems to play completely differently. I'm interested to see how that balance works out. The art style is, I wouldn't say it's remarkable in any sense, but it's at least cool. It's like, it's cool, the colors, it's got lots of stuff going on, the levels look and feel different. Yeah, I'm excited. Like, we seem to just be back into a Crash 3 style game, and I'm super into that. Also, Engine's a drummer, and I'm fine with that, because Engine's just a random ass guy.
Because Engine's a drummer, why not?
It's a random ass guy, just random ass things.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I think he looks alright. I don't know if I'd pick it up, but I think I'd give it a go if I came across it.
Would you? Are you? Here's a question: are you any less or more likely to pick it up after seeing that?
No.
Okay.
I'm like exactly the same level of like, oh, there's a Crash game, cool.
Sure. Sure.
Like that's kind of how I'm thinking about Crash there. Like, you know, I'd give it a go if someone was like have a play of the Crash game. Also, I find it very strange that it's on PS4 and Xbox One, but not if it's releasing this holiday season. It's not announced for like PS5 and Xbox Series X.
I mean, that I would
there'll be
suspect
a lot of people
that means.
I feel transferring over.
Yeah, I suspect that means A, those consoles are releasing after October 2nd or 22nd. What was the date? Was it 2nd or 22nd? Hang on, give me a second.
Second. It's October 2nd, 2020.
That will mean that the consoles are definitely releasing after that date.
I imagine I imagine PS5's November.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. And then I suspect the Xbox will be a week before or 2 weeks before or something like that. That's the sort of vibe I would get. Thank you, Squire, for joining us, by the way, once again. Legend.
Thank you very much, Squire, yes.
And then I reckon we might get a sort of bigger version, if you know what I mean. Not a remaster of it as such, but I've got a feeling there might be
a port. Just a port.
Yeah, maybe like a Game of the Year port with any DLC they do or something a month down the line, and maybe that's what Switch gets. I don't know. Because it's interesting that it's not announced for Switch. That's a very interesting thing to me. Because
it's not announced for Switch.
A platformer with a Saturday morning cartoon vibe on Switch just feels like just the right place for it.
You think if it's PS4 and Xbox One, the fact that it will work on Switch, regardless, like it will just work on Switch. They might have to do something to it, and that might be the reason why it's not announced for Switch.
Okay.
If it's for next gen consoles, then that's probably why. But
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I am excited. I'm gonna go and rewatch the trailer again now, and just sort of fully deep sit.
Cool.
But I am excited for it.
Huh.
Thank you for joining us, Adam. If you didn't see earlier on, we did react to the ARMS Smash announcement, amongst other things. Oh my god,
we did.
There was
other things happened in there as well.
I was about to call him Fallout Boy, but that's not what his name is. Vault Boy.
That's a different boy.
That's a different medium altogether. But yeah, if you want to go watch that, there'll be a thing on your screen in a second, which will say if you're watching this on YouTube, of course. If not, go back and watch the VOD still up on Twitch. But if you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be a thing in a second on the screen. It'll go, look, have a little click.
This is assuming that you've done that. Because I'm not doing it.
No.
I don't know how to do it.
That's why I was asking you how to download the Twitch thing after, so I could go and do it straight after this. There's a reason. There's a method to my madness every so often. But yeah, Adam, thank you for joining. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And
thanks for everyone for watching.
Yeah, it's a farewell, everyone. Sometimes VG on everything. Social media, follow us, do all that stuff.
Yes, sometimes VG. Cool.
Bye.